Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a full face of new products. If you guys want to see how I created this look using all brand new products from Sephora, Bloomingdale's, and Ulta, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so for today for primer, I'm going to go in with this Milk Makeup Blur Stick. This isn't a brand new product, but this is only the second time that I've used it. And I mean, I kind of liked it last time, but I figured I would give it another try today. So I'm going to take that and just put it in my areas where I have lots of pores and textured skin. So this primer does kind of leave some, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like balled up areas on your face. So after I put it on, I do like to go in just with my finger and press it in just to make sure that everything is smoothed out. I feel like this primer is very similar to my Tarte one that I always use, but it's just not the same. So for foundation, I do have a new foundation. It is the Laura Mercier, Flawless Fusion Foundation. I'm in the shade Linen 2N2. So I'm going to take that, and I actually do have a new sponge to try today. So I've used this one other time. This is just like the Real Technique sponge, but it's like the really big one. Like obviously it's like as big as my head. So Casey Holmes uses this a lot on her channel, so she really like inspired me to use that. So I'm going to take this foundation on the back of my hand. This foundation is honestly a little bit dark for me, but we can make it work with some light concealer. So I'm just going to take that and dot it on my face. As you can see, it is pretty dark, but I got matched at Sephora, and you know that whenever you get matched there, that they don't always do the best job. But I was in a hurry, so I just went with it. But with a light concealer, I can definitely make it work. So yeah, as you can see, it is pretty dark, but we'll make it work with the concealer. So for concealer today, I'm going to be using my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Custard. What is it? Custard Medium 1. So I'm going to put that under the eyes. So once I have something like this, I'm going to go back in with this Real Technique sponge. I don't really know how it's going to work to blend up into the corners of my eyes, but we'll see. And if I need to switch it up, then I'll get something different. So most of these, actually all of these new products that I'm using, I just got whenever I was in New York last week, and I got a whole bunch of stuff. So I thought about doing like a haul, but I didn't know if you guys would want to see that. So if you do, leave me a comment down below, and I will try to get that filmed after I film this one. But I do think that would be a cool video to film just because I did get so much stuff. I got like 2 whole bags from Sephora filled with stuff. I got something from Tiffany's, and I got something from Louis Vuitton, and what else? Oh, and I got some clothes too. So I do think that I could film that if you guys would like to see that. So I've got 2 different powders to use today. So let's see. The first one that I have is this Charlotte Tilbury. You can't really see it because it's so reflective. The Charlotte Tilbury powder. It is the airbrushed flawless finish powder, and I have the shade light, or the shade fair. And then I also got the Patrick powder from MAC, which I'm super excited about because this was sold out at every single MAC around my area. And then whenever I was in New York, there's a MAC right by my hotel that only had like 1 left. So I picked that up. So I've seen Manny MUA use this Charlotte Tilbury powder just underneath his eyes. So I think I'm going to try and do that today. And if I need to go in with something else, then I can switch it up. But I'm going to take that on my Morphe Y3 brush and pick up a little bit of the product on the brush. And I want to make sure I don't have any creases in my under eyes before I set that all into place. So I've got that powder, and then I'm just going to go in and set this. I'm going to go into the MAC powder everywhere else, and then if I don't really like the finish, then I'll just go in with that powder on top of it. So this powder does come with like a little like puff, but I don't really use these usually. So I'm just going to put that over there, and I'm just going to dump some of it in the lid. And then go in with that same Y3 brush and set the rest of my face. So that is the foundation all set into place. I do feel like I look a little bit powdery, so I'm just gonna take the flat end of the sponge and just like blend everything together. So now that I've kind of like patted everything together, I do feel like it looks a little bit better. I was just starting to look a little bit powdery like right here and then also on my forehead, but now that I've got that all on, I do think that it looks better. So now I'm gonna go in with this NARS palette, which literally, look at this packaging. This is like the cutest palette ever. So this is just the NARS Orgasm Infatuation palette, and it's got like all their like signature shades in it. So it has the Laguna bronzer, Orgasm blush, and then the Orgasm highlighter. But like, tell me this packaging isn't like the cutest packaging you've ever seen. I don't even know if I'm gonna like the product, but even if I don't, I'll keep it just for the packaging because it's like that pretty. So I'm gonna take the bronzer shade, which is Laguna, on this Morphe Y5. And I'm not really gonna contour the face with this today, but I just wanna really like bronze up the skin. So now I'm taking the blush shade, which is Orgasm, in the middle of the palette on my Morphe Y4, which is just an angled blush brush, and putting that on the cheeks. So it's really not the most pigmented blush, but for blush, I don't necessarily like them to be super pigmented just because it is a little bit harder to blend them out. And you can definitely build the blush up to get to where you want it to be without having like that really like bam, like bright pink color in your face right when you get it on. So I've got the highlighter that is in this palette, and I've also got this Hourglass Ambient Light Powder, which is really pretty. It's not necessarily a highlighter, but I saw Jaclyn Hill use this as kind of like a blush topper in one of her last videos. So I'm gonna take that on just a fan brush and kind of put it over the apples of my cheeks, and maybe take it onto the high points of my cheeks also, and then I could add some more actual highlighter on top of it if it's not bright enough. I did just want to use a fan brush just because I don't know how pigmented it is, and I don't want to put like highlighter right on top of my cheeks, but I do think that it added a really nice glow, which it's not like as bright as I would normally like my highlighter to be, but for more of a natural highlight or for a blush topper, it is really pretty. So I'm just gonna be extra and go in with this highlight that's in the NARS palette also. So I'm gonna take that highlight, which is, what is it? Orgasm, on the Morphe M510 brush. And I'm just gonna put this on my cheeks. Oh my gosh, that is super pretty. So that is so pretty. And I'm gonna take it on the nose also. I don't really like to bring it down the whole nose, but I like to focus it right where it like dips right here and then right on the tip of the nose. I feel like it kind of just like points your nose up. So that is the highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. I'm gonna be using my normal products, which are the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Chocolate, and then just the clear brow gel from Anastasia. And then I'll be right back to work on the eyes. So now that I've got some eyebrows on, I'm going to prime my eyes with this Fenty Beauty eye primer. I'm actually just gonna pat it out with my finger. And this primer is, it says that you can either wait for it to dry, or you can set it in place. But I think I'm gonna set it in place and use that Charlotte Tilbury powder, because that was like a really good powder, so I want to get some more use out of it in this video. And I'm just gonna get some of that on here and then just pack it on top of that. So I've got the eyes all primed. Today I have every single one of these Huda Beauty palettes. So I bought all 5 of them, but these ones are my favorite ones. I've got the red and the purple and then the green. So I think today, just since I do have a green shirt on, I'm gonna use the green one. But if you guys wanna see videos using these, or the blue one or the orange one, let me know and I'll do a video with those also. And I am gonna go ahead and go in with these shadows. So this palette is so pretty. Like literally all the colors in here are so cute. I'm gonna take that on a Morphe M518 and just start to blend that in the crease. I want to do something different, so I am going to go in with this bright shade right here. I'm going to take that on a Morphe M330 brush, and I'm going to pack that on in the outer V and blend it up into the crease. So I'm going to do that, blend this out and do it on the other eye, and then I will be back to move on to the next step. So for the next step, this is a little bit more like blue tone than I wanted it to be. So I am going to take this dark green shade right here. None of these shades, none of these have any names on them. So it's just the darker, like kind of army mossy green. And I'm going to take that on this same Morphe N330 and pack that on in the outer V. I did get a little bit of fallout on my face, so I'm just going to take this Morphe Y3 brush and just brush that off and make sure I don't leave anything to get stuck down. And a trick that I really do like to do is if I feel like it's not blended over here on the edge, I'll take like a tapered big fluffy blending brush like this and kind of pinch it, and I'll just like buff out the edges and kind of blend it out, because it blends it and then it kind of brings it down. And I really like to smoke out my lower lash line, especially when I do like a colored shadow. And so if you like blend this out and then blend your shadow into that, it ends up looking really good. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and then maybe pack on some of this lighter shade right on the center of the lid. I'm gonna take that on my finger, and that's really pretty, and just put that on. And then I'm gonna take this really, really, really bright, like yellowy green right here on that same finger. Ooh, the shade is really pretty. I think this is kind of like a topper shade. Just, it does feel a little bit more glittery than the other ones. I'm gonna pack that on right in the center. And I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm gonna go in with that like mossy green color rather than the brighter green. And I'm gonna take that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take this pencil brush from Morphe. It is the M431, and I'm gonna take this really dark green shade right here. It's got glitter in it. But I'm gonna take that and pack it on the outer edge of my lid. Just because I did get some more fallout, I'm just gonna take that same Morphe brush and brush it off. This Morphe Y22 brush, and I am gonna wet it, and I'm gonna pick up that same light green shade that I said was super glittery. I'm just gonna spray it with this Smashbox primer water. And I'm gonna pick up this really bright green shade and pack it on the inner corner. So I don't think I'm going to do liner today. I'm just going to go in with mascara, and then I will be right back to finish off this look. So off camera, I went ahead and applied the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. And so now I'm going to go in with lips. So during the Kylie Cosmetics Black Friday sale, I ordered a whole bunch of lip stuff. I still have more down here in the box, but these are just the glosses and the velvets because I don't really want to do a matte today. I think I am going to go in with, what is this? This is Savage. I feel like it's a really good nude that would go with this. So I'm going to go in with Savage, and I might add on this Cocoa K gloss on top of it. So first I'm going to go in with Savage, which I have the velvet. I don't have the matte or like the lip kit. So I'm just going to go in with the lipstick. I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and I can't decide if I'm going to add gloss on top. So I'm going to finish everything off with this Urban Decay All Nighter. And I'm going to let that dry. And actually, I think it looks really good without the gloss on top. So I guess that is the completed look. Okay, so I guess that wraps up this video of full face of new products. If you guys like what you saw, make sure that you give this video a like and subscribe down below. I will link some of my other videos right here. Make sure you guys check those out and make sure you subscribe. Bye guys, thanks so much for watching.